Welcome to the State of the Buccaneers podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Pfefferkorn, and this is the biggest and only fan-run podcast of the East Tennessee State Buccaneers. We'll get right back to you after the tune. Okay, welcome back to the State of the Buccaneers podcast. It's been a while. It's been a couple months. So I'm kind of out of my game. I've been meaning to get this episode back up, this podcast started back up. We are on the first college football Saturday of the year. I didn't record a new intro, as you saw. I'm going to start reusing my intro. I look a lot different. I've decided to just go rock the mustache only. But it's football season. So I'm going to do my best job to preview the team, give you a preview of the Murray State game. It's going to be hard to tell since there's so many new moving pieces, but we do bring a lot back. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. Yeah, I'm glad football season's back. And I'm ready to bring you all some more content, start getting more episodes out. I've done a lot of stuff this summer, kind of took a break. There wasn't a whole lot of news, so I probably could have done some like other content with the State of the Buccaneers channel. But I've just been kind of doing other podcasts. I've gone to a lot of NASCAR races. My buddy Travis, we run the other March Madness show. Been to a lot of races with him here recently. Met Dale Jr., in fact. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to start. We're going to start, just get into everything we need to about ETSU football. Today we take on the Murray State Racers of Murray, Kentucky, here at 5:30 Eastern time. It's a whiteout, so if you're listening to this before the game, wear white to the game. I have a couple shirts. I know a lot of people don't, but I mean, they've made a lot of shirts. I got one with like the American flag E, and another with the just the classic Bucky, like sort of a white. I'll figure out which shirt I'm going to wear here in a while. But yeah, the first we're going to just sort of talk about today. We're going to talk about the schedule at large. I know we've kind of went at it the past, but yeah, we're going to kind of break down each game quickly, talk about Murray State, talk about my opinions of the team, and just talk about sort of do that. Talk about some other college football games maybe around the SoCon. There's already been one, which we'll get into here in a minute. But yeah, after that, I'm just going to talk about some other news, basketball stuff, other sports, if there's anything you want to talk about. Yeah, there's been a decent amount of news, so let's just say that. But today we play Murray State. Murray State isn't traditionally known as a football power. So I think we should win. Even with the team coming back that we have. Last year, Murray State was. We'll look at what the record was last year, 2024. They went 1-11, so it may be a tough climb for them. I don't know if they have a new coach. Let's pull up. I'm gonna look up everything about Murray State here real quick. Jody Wright, it's his second year. He came to Murray State. He was previously a South Carolina tight end coach. He went 1-11 last year. He's 44 years old. We'll see how much they've improved. I don't really know much about them, to be honest. Yeah, they're predicted to finish last this season. So if ETSU loses this game at home, it's on us. Last year, their only win was against Mississippi Valley State, which is one of the low-level HBCUs. This year, I'm going to go look at what their stats are. Where are they bringing back? Are they bringing back their leading QBs and stuff? They probably don't want to. Jaden Johansson. Let's look at their roster. Jaden Johansson from North Dakota. Nope, they have a new QB room. Baxter Wright. I'm going to look up the only ones with actual pages. I'm not sure who's going to start. Jim Ogle, he was on last year's roster. He threw 4 picks. I don't know if he's going to be their starter. Let's pull up Murray State starting QB. Starting QB. Let's look at these. Let's see if they have any transfers from anywhere. I do know Blaze Berry. He transferred from somewhere. No, he was a freshman. John Ford. Community college. Let's see. I'm not really sure who their starter is going to be. They got. Is he still Matt Massengale? Is what pulled up when I looked on Google. Caleb Bailey. I've already mentioned him. Okay. I think I've gone through all their QBs. So one of those guys will be the starter. I can't really find info on their QB. I think their football team is kind of a afterthought of their basketball program. Of course, Murray State, their basketball program, have produced numerous NBA players, had numerous wins in the NCAA tournament, just kind of been a force in the mid-major scene for who knows how long. Yeah. So I think we should win that game pretty easily. It's at 5:30 today. I'm going to 5:30. Yeah, it's 5:30 Eastern time. They have 4:30 listed Central time, which I think Murray State. No, I don't think. No, they're not in Central time. I don't think. But, yeah. So yeah, that's our first game. This today. I'm gonna go ahead and predict we win. Let's go conservative. I'll go 38-10. I'll say 38-10. That's my prediction. With the talent we have coming back and the lack thereof for Murray State, I'm going to go 38-10. Just to say on the safe side. If it's a bigger blowout, so be it. If it's lesser, oh well. If we win, good job. But today is our barometer of how prepared we are going into Tennessee. Because after today, the schedule gets no easier. Because we have Tennessee up next. They open today at noon against Syracuse and Atlanta. They're not a great. They're ranked top 25, but I don't really see it with them. They'll be a good team. Don't get me wrong. They'll probably win 7 or 8 games, maybe 9. We'll see. It just depends on because they have a relatively easy schedule, including ETSU from an SEC perspective. But there is questions, to say the least, especially on offense, QB and wide receiver for them. They're starting Joey Aguilar, who carried that App State team to a win against us last year. He did a lot at App State, so I'm a big Joey Aguilar guy. I think his downfield passing gives him a touch that, for example, a Nico Collins wouldn't carry. But yeah, I expect us to lose this game pretty solidly, but I think we'll definitely stay in the hunt. It's not going to be a blowout by any means, but I do think we score at least 3 or 4 scores, 3 or 4 times. So because I think our offense is going to be good under Cade McNamara and Jacoby Criswell, which I know not Trey Lamb, screw Trey Lamb, but what's his face? Will Healy. Sorry, Will. I know you're listening. I blanked. I just woke up a little bit ago. I'm getting this in before I head to the tailgate lot. He has said that he's going to play both QBs just to figure out down the stretch. I mean, I think that might be a part of NIL obligations, or it could be just schematically because they're 2 different QBs, provide different things to the team. But I think Cade's going to get this actual start just because he's more experienced, has decent down accuracy and stuff. Criswell's definitely the better athlete, and I think gives us more versatility. But we'll see who plays more today. Yeah, going to West Georgia. That is kind of that's going to be a tough game, very tough game. As we saw on Thursday night, West Georgia and Samford played, and West Georgia took down Samford 34-3, just absolute domination. Samford's offense didn't go anywhere. I think it's about time that it's looking rough for Lane Hatcher at Samford. He just hasn't done much with the talent he's had there. That air raid attack, they haven't done much the past couple years. I mean, he's done a lot, but don't get me wrong. But it's just you're losing to a first-year D1 team at home. Is that at home? Was it? Where was it at? Was it at? Can't find Gamecast. Let's find the Gamecast. Yes, it was in Birmingham. So they lost at home to West Georgia. And respect to West Georgia coming into D1 for the first time. They are a school on the rise, and they are ready. There's rumors out there that they may come to the SoCon even. We'll see. But what an absolute domination. We play at West Georgia after Tennessee. So at Tennessee, at West Georgia, that's going to be a rough road trip for us. Just got to keep our heads through that stretch right there. I think we win narrowly. Would be my opinion. And just get out of there, get home. So yeah, that's a big road game. Next we play at home versus Elon, the return trip. Last year we played at Elon. So yeah, Elon gave Duke a scare on Thursday as well. They were tied 10-10 for a while until late in the second half. There was quite a bit of controversy. Or not controversy, but rather it's strange that Duke paid all that money for Darian Mensah, and it took them that long to just roll over Elon. Because Elon wasn't that great when we played him last year. They're not a powerhouse FCS program. They just kind of exist. They've existed, and they're best. I forget. I don't know if. Oh yeah. Other than having Kurt Signetti for those 2 years, I don't think they've had a huge for those several years. They've had a huge football history. 2 years. I was correct. They've made the playoffs 4 times at FCS level. At the lower levels, they kind of were good, but in FCS, they haven't done much. But I expect us to win this game too. Next game after that, Mercer, it's going to be a rough one. I think we lose that one, but that's going to be a big one. It could go 50-50. That's going to be probably one of the best games of the year. Hopefully our defense is on the table and we don't turn it over at Furman. We need to get revenge on Furman for last year. I just think that was Trey Lamb not paying attention to what he's doing, and he just blew that game away. VMI should be an easy win there at Chattanooga. Hopefully we can finally beat Chattanooga. It's been so long. We didn't even beat them in 2021, so it's been a hot minute since we beat Chattanooga. I may be at that game. We'll see. Let's see. You got versus Wofford. We should beat them. Sanford. Most of our schedule looks achievable. Chattanooga, Mercer. That's going to be the 2 teams we struggle against. Western, that'll be a big one. I know they've had some turmoil in their QB room. Sanford, we should get a win there. Win versus Wofford, win versus Citadel. I'm gonna go solid. Let's see. I'm gonna go 1-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 10-3. I'm gonna go 10-3. Would it be 10? 10-3? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. And our losses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 9-3, not 10-3. I gave us extra game. But yeah, that's my predictions for the year, 9-3. I know I'm very optimistic about this team. We've had just the coaching staff. I think Will Healy's assembled a great staff, gone in the portal, got guys that can contribute early here at the FCS level. And just giving us a chance to become an FCS power. We'll see if he has success. We'll see how long he stays. Hopefully longer than 1 year. But just kind of I'm ready for the season. And I'm excited for Will Healy. I actually personally met Will Healy just recently, a couple months back. It's been a month ago. month or two back. I forget what time. I was at Bevo Brady's, and I just was like, some people came in with their kids, and one of them was Will Healy, and he said, I had my ETSU, I had my ETSU SoCon champ shirt on from the baseball. That was oddly enough the last time I got on this podcast. Just kind of, he was a very friendly guy. I think he's great, going to be a great coach. Everything I've seen, very personal guy. If you see him, go up and say something to him. Go, welcome to the community, because that's what I did. So I think ETSU is in good hands. Just like Brooke Savage with the basketball team. Just a great man that is good communicating with the fan base. I know we'd seen just kind of a aside from the football talk, but there's a girl from the Children's Hospital that's had operations and brought her out to meet the team. It's stuff like that, man, that pulls on your heartstrings. I think us as a community, we need to embrace that, grow closer together as an ETSU fan base. This is kind of the whole reason of my podcast. Just as an aside here for the minute, but I'm glad. I think Will Healy was a good hire by ETSU. Just let's go down through here. Before we get into sort of end the episode, talk about other stuff. I'm going to talk about our all SoCon preseason honors. We have several. First team, the Bucks are picked to finish fourth in the conference. I think we finished about second or third. I think we're going to be better than fourth. But right now, all SoCon first team. Had Devontae Houston, who came back from last year's team. He was the UConn transfer. He did really good. He's going to be forced to be reckoned with back there. Receiver Hakeem Maggette. Offensive lineman Ashton Flynn and pass rusher Nick Hunter. I think Ashton Flynn, was he the one from Miami? No, he's not. Also SoCon first team. We did have the Miami transfer. I've read a lot about him. Second team, we have offensive lineman Jonathan Klein, Micah Sumter, defensive lineman Braden LeBlanc, linebacker Ty Anderson, and our kicker, Ewan Johnson. Okay, that's everything right here. No fall camp. Okay, that was just about fall camp opening. I'm just looking at down through ETSU's website just to see all the news. Just kind of looking down through everything. They don't have the scrimmages stats pulled up. Yeah, that's kind of all. It's kind of been hush hush as far as stats and stuff are concerned. But yeah, I'm going back to that point. We saw Pete Nakos. He posted about Criswell and McNamara. That's kind of the biggest info we got from the football preseason. Yeah. Going down through here about the pre-game presser, we have ETSU is 44, 43, and 3 all-time in season openers, so around 500. The last time we played Murray State was the first It was the last time we played them was 1978. I believe we were still in Ohio Valley then, or may have just joined SoCon. All-time series is even at 9-3. I know they're an old Ohio Valley foe for us. When we were way back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, we were in the Ohio Valley Conference. But yeah, I think I've covered everything I can. I haven't watched too much tape. I know some. I haven't been able to get out to the practice. I do know a little bit about the team, but I haven't been like scouting religiously because I work a full-time job, so I can't do everything. And I've been following kind of just general news, but I am a diehard. So I've been scouring all the names. But yeah, well, here's a article from the Murray perspective. Let's see. Mm-hmm. I just found the Murray State starting QB. Jim Ogle will be their starting QB. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I have for ETSU football. Other than I want to mention some ETSU news. Let's go see ETSU statue. I know in honor of Bucky's celebration, they have unveiled a bronze statue near the football stadium. I believe it's near the football stadium of Bucky. Let's see, where is it at? Yeah, it's right near the football stadium. Bronze statue of Bucky to celebrate the birthday of Bucky. That's interesting to the campus of ETSU and a game day. I'm sure it should become a game day tradition to go to Bucky and go into the stadium. But yeah, I think that's all I have for football talk. And all this SoCon news, of course. We've had several games outside of ETSU. FCS got their first upset last night. Tarleton State over Army. And we also had one of the top FCS players for the Walter Payton Award. I think it's the Walter Payton Award. If I'm wrong, yeah, it's the Walter Payton Award. Memphis QB, he had a Jameis Winston type game, and they were down to Colgate, and then they came back and won. He had Derek Robertson, that's his name. 4 touchdowns, 4 picks, and 400 yards. Insane game. But yeah. Next, I'm going to get into ETSU's basketball news real quick. Just kind of let's see. I'm just going to pull up news for ETSU basketball. There hasn't been a huge amount since the spring. I'm not sure if I got the staff updates last episode. Oh, yeah, I did. I talked about those. It was around that same time. Let's see. We've got our conference schedule came out, and then we've had several non-conference confirmations. We'll talk about the full schedule once it just drops. But the biggest one is probably ETSU is going to host Steve Forbes and Wake Forest for our charity game this year on Wednesday, October 29th at 7 p.m. It's benefiting Doc Sanders charities, Finnegan's Challenge and Uncommon Grit Foundation, which was what the High Point game last year celebrated or was for. I think this is the first time we've had a Power 5 team in since Tennessee here in Johnson City. But it'll be cool to see Forbes come back, probably get a standing ovation. But after that, Freedom Hell is what I like to call it. We have, it's funny, we're playing Wake Forest as a Purdue fan too. One of our players transferred there, and there's some interesting stuff, to say the least, that I have. Just some Twitter drama. So it'll be fun to see that as well. But yeah, that was the big basketball change. Real quick, I'm going to look up our non-con schedule. I know we've had some games that aren't confirmed yet, but I know are on the radar. No, okay, we have the ASUN SoCon Challenge. We play at North Alabama for one of the games, and then our home game from that series is Central Arkansas. I know it says we play at Austin Peay as a return trip for last year. Play home Jacksonville State. We're playing at UNC. Oh yeah, that was one of the big ones too. We're playing at UNC in basketball this year. So that's a big time opponent, non-conference opponent. And we're playing at Dayton as well. And then we have our home tournament. I'm not sure what MTE, who's going to be in there, but Davidson. Someone's saying Davidson. I don't know if we're playing that. Okay. I think that's all we have for basketball schedule-wise. I do know ETSU just announced their athletics class of 2025. We have in that class, there's some big names in there. Katie Beck, who played for ETSU women's basketball, former SoCon Player of the Year, 3-time All-SoCon selection, 4-time SoCon All-Tournament team. Probably one of our best women's basketball players ever. You have Donnie Abram, one of our few to actually make it in the NFL. Went to the Pro Bowl. He was 1995 SoCon All-Conference. Led ETSU and SoCon in interceptions in 1993 and 1995. He was a third-round pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was our longest tenured NFL player. He was named to the Pro Bowl. Led the NFL in interceptions in 1999. That's a huge one. You got Tim Smith for ETSU basketball, who was the ASUN Player of the Year in 05-06. All the people that are more in like their 30s and 40s, they really remember Tim Smith. All the ETSU fans that are around that age range. He was the SoCon Freshman of the Year in 2002 and 3 season. 3-time All-Conference selection. And then the last selection, you have Sander Gilly, ETSU tennis player. He was the 2010 ASUN Player of the Year, and yeah, just a great class all around. All ETSU legends. So yeah, we kind of got back into football with Donnie Abram, but I think some other big news we had. SoCon news in general. We had a Tennessee Tech, a crazy announcement. Tennessee Tech is joining the SoCon next year. It's the first time the SoCon's added a school since ETSU and VMI rejoined and Mercer joined in 2014. So yeah, I mean it's a good pickup. Looking at it, they have a decent basketball stadium, and I know they're trying to renovate their football stadium. And they are currently a top 25 team in FCS. So yeah, I mean it's good to have some new blood, and the fact that it's a public school too, not just some random private school from the Carolinas that Furman and Wofford won. I said the quiet part out loud. But yeah, great addition. I don't think we're done. I've heard rumors that Eastern Kentucky could be joining. They are unhappy with the UAC, and the West Georgia is another potential. Any of those OVC or ASUN schools, you could see them joining. I could see them joining. But Tennessee Tech was the first shoe to drop, so we'll see how the rest goes. Yeah, I know another thing. I think this is the last big story I have. I do know we had the Speedway Classic up the road at Bristol Motor Speedway. She was kind of a mess, if I'm honest. But anyway, they announced right before the game that the turf is coming to Thomas Stadium. I think it's a much needed turf replacement. Right now, the turf has the old Bucky on it, the retro 2000s blue Darth Bucky, which I don't think that's on any material anymore unless you have an old shirt. I think that's the most. I think ETSU shot away from that because the vintage Bucky logo and the E is such a recognizable logo. Like you can go anywhere and see it. Like it's a big time. But the Darth Bucky, not as much. I have a soft spot for it because that's what the logo was when I first started watching. But yeah, having that on your athletic branding, it just isn't congruent. But they've gotten the turf from the MLB Speedway Classic. So yeah, very, very exciting news. And it's a move to make ourselves better any little way possible. For MLB, we did have someone drafted. We did have Cody Miller drafted by the Atlanta Braves. I think he's playing for the Augusta Green Jackets. I don't know if he's moved around. I'm not a huge MLB guy, but he becomes the fourth highest draft pick in the history of program. Only Atlee Hammaker, Landon Knack, and Wayne Dannenberg. But yeah, I think that's about it as far as news. So yeah, pretty good episode all around. I think I'm just excited for ETSU sports to be back. We have a good football season coming up. All the other sports, soon it's going to be tailgating time. I just wanted to get a quick episode out there, get a preview up for Murray State. I've got some more content. I want to get some guests on, just do some interviews. I got former football players, current people, current and former, to get on the podcast. I'd love to just sit down, do an interview, have a discussion, because that's what this is. This is just kind of like shoot the shit. Let's be real. Podcast. I'm trying to get it more professional, but I want to keep that, personability, perspective, personability feature of the podcast. Make it like the Pat McAfee show, something like that, where it's just very laid back. You get your info, and we can just have a discussion, talk about sports. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of the Sectator Media. Cody, my friend Cody, started. We have all our podcasts. Travis, we have Rose 1 through 10, the March Madness podcast that I've been on. Just kind of fans and giving their perspective on sports, and sort of trying to make something greater than themselves, share their experiences with others. But yeah, I'm excited to be back on State of the Buccaneers. I don't have much else. I'm just going to say go donate for Bucks for Good. Subscribe. Follow on Twitter and Instagram. I'll have all that up later. And I'm going to hopefully I'm going to have this uploaded as part of the before the game. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this season, and I hope you all are too. It's a great day to be a Buccaneer. That's all I got to say. So without further ado, I'm going to end it here. Godspeed and go Bucks.